Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. It's going to be an exciting show. I'm going to speak my mind as I often do, and hopefully you get something out of it. Looking at the beautiful catch arm back there, it is connected to the con crane. It is raised off the ground there. It is slightly above the ground. It looks like they are tightening some of the attachments up there. But what I can tell you is there's only one crane attached to the what I'm calling the catch arm. A lot of y'all like to call it chopsticks, but a lot of y'all don't even know how to eat with chopsticks. So I don't know if it'd be worth calling them chopsticks or just stick with the catch arm. I like to stick with the catch arm because although I do eat with chopsticks, and I do have that skill, many of y'all don't have that skill. So I will stick with catch arm because some of y'all haven't earned that you haven't earned it, the privilege to call them chopsticks. Hey, Amit. Yeah, but Thomas, if you don't know how to eat with chopsticks, then you really don't deserve to use the word chopsticks, I don't think. So I will use the word catch arm for the rest of y'all who don't know how to eat with chopsticks. If you did know how to eat with chopsticks, then we would have a different story going on here. But most of y'all are too incompetent to use chopsticks. And I do challenge you to learn, because then you would be a more international citizen. I do know a lot of you like to play around with robots, and this Elon crowd of spacefarers is mostly a robotic crowd. A lot of y'all are just robots, and you like to look at robots all day because they don't talk back to you. But as you can tell, I'm not a robot, and what you get on this channel is a human being. I'm not sure if there's anything such as a soul. So a lot of y'all would definitely would go with the robots because, hey, there is no soul, right? A lot of y'all would say 100% there is no soul. There's no soul, and a robot can do everything a human can do. So to you all, I will say, you have no soul. You have no soul. You got to get some soul to live. As long as you're looking at robots all day, probably start acting like a robot. The robots aren't too smart either. So if you want to be a robot, then you're gonna have to get programmed by someone like me who has a soul. Because when you have a soul, you don't have to. You don't think in ones and zeros. When you have a soul, you got curves to yourself. There are curves. It's not all ones and zeros. So yeah, last night I was over at South Padre Island at Isla Blanca Park, doing the good work of videoing and filming from the beach, Isla Blanca Beach Park. I was the only photographer there. The rest of y'all were watching robots here, some robot cams here at the SpaceX launch site. So good on you for spending your time watching a robot. And they did get a lot of good shots. I wish I had a robot of my own here, wherever the hell we are. We are at SpaceX launch site, and I do wish I had a robot here that I could have pointed my robot camera at the robot here. And oh, Mars Embassy was over there too. That's true. I didn't see you on the beach, but I did. Good that you were also. So Mars Embassy is located on South Padre Island, everybody. So I wasn't watching his stream or anything, but yeah, cool. So apparently you were definitely here in the chat, and last night you were also doing the good work as a human being from South Padre Island. Good. Thanks, Mars. Keith. So a lot of y'all, so some of y'all messaged me this morning saying, hey, you're missing the chopstick raise and all this stuff. What I can tell you is last week there were two to the chopsticks here. There were two cranes attached to it. Now there's only one crane, and they did lose a piece last week. They lost a crane piece, and that's why they disconnected the crane, is my understanding. And that was going to be a week or two en route back to here so that they could use two cranes to lift the chopsticks. I do understand that the chopsticks are somewhat raised up off the platform here, but I seriously doubt. I have my doubts of whether they will be able to be use just a con crane to lift the catch arm, as I said, it's a catch arm, onto the tower here. So a lot of y'all, I see you can see it moving there. I don't see. They can maybe lift it. I guess if they lift it, and then if they somehow rotate it, I'm not sure how they're gonna attach it to the tower with that configuration. So maybe they would lift it and rotate it 180 degrees, or rotate it vertically. You're good. Um, I don't know how they would get it up without having two cranes there. So they have just the one crane. It is floating, and maybe they will attempt to lift that way. Um, hey, Steve, what are you asking me? I don't understand what you're trying. I don't understand the language that you're speaking. If they can see, either it's going to go vertical or it's going to go horizontal. If it's going to go vertical, they're going to need two of these cranes because they had two cranes connected last time. It is floating right now. But yeah, Steve, if you can rewrite your question to me, I'll take a look at what you're trying to say. I don't understand what you're trying to say. But also in front of me here, you can see they did. I was told by who told me this. There was another individual photographer here that told me that they did move this tank on the right, this white tank here that we're seeing two of these huge tanks. They moved the one on the right this morning. Told that they moved the large GSC tank cover here that we're seeing here on the left. They moved this tank cover this morning also. So they moved those two tanks this morning. So I believe that is the last GSC tank cover, GSC cover here that we're seeing on the SPMT there. You can see the lever crane is over there. And so it's looking pretty decent this morning. We got three things happening. We got the GSC tank cover there on the SPMT. We got what I'm calling the catch arm back there. Again, some of y'all don't know how to eat with chopsticks, so I don't know if that's an okay word to use. And a lot of y'all don't even like to go travel internationally. So, Tom Tech, awesome. Welcome here again, Tom. Nice, good to see you this morning. And the third big event is this big tank here that we're seeing. Like I said, that I was told they got moved here this morning. So since I was last year, they moved both of these tanks here also. So 4 months, Tom Tech. Awesome, awesome. I don't know what to say about that, but congrats to you. So, yeah. Hey, John. Thanks. So it's a good thing I didn't drop everything and run down here this morning because so far it's they're not doing it yet. So cool. Thanks, Tom. Thanks. So what I can also see, I can pan to the right here. We got the booster 4. I do want to get a bunch of shots with the other camera this morning. Get a bunch of close-up shots of the Starship there. Because when I got so I'll recount what happened yesterday. Yesterday I showed up at Isla Blanca Park around 5:30, and I started filming at 5:30. I was there until about 12 midnight. So 5:30 to midnight. Hey, Admiral. Think. So I went from 5:30 to midnight, and then I actually got some of that footage at 11:42 or 45-ish last night. Is when they did the attempted static fire, which turned out to be a pre-burner test. But again, I'm not on the in. I don't get all the secret information from SpaceX, so I don't know what to call it until you guys tell me what to call it. So apparently it was a pre-burner test, and tonight there is another Road closure scheduled 5 to midnight and tomorrow night. So last night I did from 5. I really got there about 4 p.m. and then I was missing a part, so I went to Walmart. But we'll call it 5 or 5:30. I went from 5:30 until midnight filming and photographing, and I got over 3 hours of continuous footage of the launch site here. Again, I'm a human, I'm not a robot, so I wasn't able to get all the robotic close-up shots that some of y'all were watching. Um, but I did get the human shots, and so I did 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I did at least 7 to 8 hours on site at the launch site at the park last night. So when I got an email where I got some comments this morning, hey Paul, or hey Ocean Cam, you're missing it. You missed the lift. Okay, so I'm here. I'm looking at the catch arm, and I missed it. Looks like I missed it. But anyway, if any of y'all know about something that's going to happen, send me a message ahead of time, like an hour or two ahead of time. Because if I'm up to midnight the night before, if I'm up until midnight on site filming the night before, I am going to need a little sleep in the next morning to at least feel human again. You know, these robotic cameras, they don't have any feelings, but I do because I have a soul. So I did need to sleep a little bit. I need to use the bathroom a little bit, and I need to eat some food. And I had to think and live my life a little bit. So that's what I was doing this morning when some of the robots were here on site with their live 24/7 cameras. Anyway, um, I will keep the view here on the catch arm because it does look like it might be a little bit higher than it was a few moments ago. And we'll see what they attempt to do here this morning. I do believe the majority of the SpaceX workers are in their 30s. So again, I'm 45 years old, and a lot of people who watch the SpaceX stuff are still searching. I searched intensely. I was a searcher. I was a seeker because I was very sick when I was young. I was very sick mentally as far as understanding the universe, as a lot of you all are not so solid when it comes to understanding the nature of reality. So I did seek. I was a big seeker because, like many of y'all, I was very sick after the Western philosophy and school system, and I was able to find the truth and get whole. I was able to become whole. WHOLE. I was able to get whole and find wholeness, and I actually did get a bachelor's degree in holistic wellness. Holistic wellness. I got a bachelor's degree in wellness. Instead of getting a doctor's degree in sickness, I got a bachelor's degree in wellness. Well, like I'm doing. How you doing? How you doing? Oh yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing very well. Yeah. So I got a bachelor's degree in wellness. So yeah, so it took me a lot of years to seek to get whole, and then after getting whole, I did get a bachelor's degree in wellness, holistic wellness. So I'm not seeking anymore. So I did find my soul. I have soul, S-O-U-L, soul, not like the sole of your foot, S-O-L-E. I have S-O-U-L. So not S-O-L. S-O-L means something else. I'm talking about S-O-U-L, soul. I know a lot of y'all in the science and robotic philosophies don't believe in the SOUL, and all you have is SOLE or SOL. You're SOL because you have no SOUL. But I do have SOUL because it's more than just me. It's you too. SOUL. I've got SOUL because it's more than me. It's not just all about me. It's about you too. That's why I talk about this other stuff that's more important actually than what we're looking at here at the site, because I've got the you. I care about you, and it's more than just me. You're in the picture with my word philosophy as well. So some of y'all are just trying to get to the top and to step on other people, to be first. And for me, it's about collaboration. It's about you too. So I got the SOUL, soul, and that means I'm not a robot. That's what that means. So, anyway, I think those of you who are still sticking around, I do appreciate you. I do understand that you do understand what I'm talking about, and I do get that you want to hear me talk more about what I was talking about, because you do appreciate what I've been talking about, and you don't just care about the SpaceX stuff. So that's why I continue to give you the information, because I believe that you are not a robot, and that you too have a soul, and that we are connected. And there's a bigger picture than what we're looking at here with these machines. So nice job to you too. Nice. Hey, Sodak. Okay, so I'm using the iPhone Pro 12 Max, everybody. There's a lot of activity in this area, because we can see they're working on the white tanks there with the I guess maybe they're, I don't see any lifts over there for them to lift it off that SPMT, but they are moving around items. So maybe they're placing those items there so that it doesn't roll off that white tank in front of us. Hey, Gator, that would be my guess. It is a sunny day. It's a hot day. It's a nice sunny day, and there is some wind. But what else can I say? It's an interesting day. It's getting, when you're in a city, a big city, and all the buildings are close to each other. Now with it's like a small apartment. You have if you have an apartment and you have a lot of stuff packed into it, that's what it's starting to feel like here, because they have a lot of structures around here. And the more of these large structures they bring into the site, the more it feels like you're in a big city, or you're in a tightly packed, tightly organized uh, apartment, or like here with all these big, closely next to each other items here. Especially, I mean, you can see it more so if I were to zoom in here. This is all like city buildings here, but that's just my impression. So maybe it inspires you in some other way, but that's the feeling I get. Hey, cruising. Yep, Boilermakers. For all you don't understand, Boilermaker is the symbol for Purdue University. Purdue University, everybody. The Boilermakers. Cruising. 1994 is when I got there, and I left in 1998, 1999. So I was there for 4.5 years. And I did summer school too, so I was in the classes. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't drink any. I never went to any parties, and I didn't drink any alcohol when I was there. And I actually I didn't attend any of those sporting events. Ah, like giant boilers. I gotcha. Yeah, they do. They do. They're pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't do any drugs. I don't do any. I don't drink. I don't do any drugs. I don't smoke. Yeah, thanks, Bruns. Yeah, thanks. I was happy to get some of that footage from the static fire. I think I could have had my camera pointed a little bit more toward the ground, another maybe 30 degrees down. So I will, if they attempt a static fire tonight, I will attempt to get a lower view of the rocket, the Starship. if they do that full static fire tonight, you know. So the reason I do speak about other things here is because a lot of y'all will get cancer. A lot of y'all will have your hips or your joints replaced, or maybe you'll break a bone, or um, maybe someone in your family will get sick. And again, I have a bachelor's degree in holistic wellness. Well, like, how you doing? Oh, I'm sick. I got cancer. How you doing? Oh, yeah, I have this. I'm very sick. Yeah, I've got a headache. I've got what else? I got the flu. Yeah, I'm feeling down. I'm feeling depressed. Oh, or how you doing? Oh, I'm fantastic. I am in the zone. I'm really well. I'm really well. Or oh no, I'm sick. I'm under the weather. So you gotta figure out which direction you want to go. Do you want to go the fantastic, excellent, ecstatic, exciting, on on the mark, or do you want something else? So I majored in wellness. A lot of y'all will major in sickness. So I mean, you can get a lot of community in the sickness community. There's a lot of strength in the sickness community because you're all packed tightly together, and you need a lot of help. But if the only help you get is from other people who are sick, then that's not the best route to go. See, I majored in, you can fill in the blank because I already told you like 10 times. Um, so that's what I offer here. I offer wellness. You can you can do a lot of research if you want, but again, the Earth is very old, and the history of the peoples on the Earth is very old, and the research that's been done over the eons and decades of time is very old. So you can choose to listen to the sick people, and you can look at their research, and then you can search again because that's all the search is. That's all the research is. It's searching again. You can research. You can search around again for the answer, but a lot of these answers have already been found. And I did major in. That's right, I did. So I am well. Again, all I can say is I have shown the promised land. I have shown the promised land, and you can choose to listen to the sick people, or you can choose to listen to the people that did study wellness. Thanks. Yeah. So so when I'm feeling fantastic, I do. When I'm feeling fantastic, I get out my camera and I start filming stuff. When other people who are not feeling well choose to send me messages about, hey, why aren't you doing this? Hey, you should do this. Then at that point, I start feeling the way those people are feeling, and I do not feel like taking out my camera. So if you want me to take out my camera and video something, you might suggest, hey, in a couple hours, I heard that such and such is going to happen. But if you're going to say, hey, schmuck, why aren't you out there? The other robots are out there 24/7, and I want to see a view of the catch arm. Thank you. Yeah, so my intuition is saying that the chopsticks there's going to be something happening here around 3 p.m. And the reason I feel that is because I chose to sit down when I woke. After I woke up, I used the restroom like all y'all do, and I moseyed around in my room a little bit. And then I sat down, and then I closed. All you do, you can choose to turn on the TV, or you can choose to close your eyes. You get similar information. One aspect of the information is more accurate than the other. So maybe the TV is more accurate because at nighttime you go around drinking alcohol or doing drugs or smoking, and then it throws off your antennas, and then your information sucks. And so you got to watch the TV to get the accurate information. But I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. And I haven't for over 20 years. Um, so those of you who are They're saying, so that's what I did this morning to feel comfortable. Then I closed my eyes and I said, okay, focus on the breath a little bit, see where I'm at. And for some reason, I get around 3 p.m. today is when something's going to happen here at SpaceX. So I am here early. While some of y'all were jumping the boat trying to get here early when I was still sleeping. So, but I do appreciate the concern. And you are welcome to message me anytime. If you send me something nice, I may give you a heart or reply. If you send me something that's not nice, I'll probably unfollow you. And if you send me something that's really nice, I may retweet it if I like what you're saying, and I think other people should see what you're saying, like I did this morning, or I may block you. So that's the spectrum of. But I do prefer collaboration because when we help each other up, it's a lot nicer than when we knock each other down. Because there's really just two pathways in the world. There's a pathway of goodness, and there's a pathway of evil. The thing is, if you want to find your soul or the soul, actually there's only one soul, but you can think that you have a separate soul, and that is fine. It's a good for the introductory beginners in the universe. So if you want to find your soul, then we can help each other up. And the best way to find your soul, or actually the soul, there's only one soul again, but if you want to find your soul, because you are apparently you view yourself as separate and unique and individual and special when it comes to the universe. If you want to find your specific soul, then the way to do that, the fastest, is to help each other out and to collaborate. If you want to knock each other down and go the evil path, it is a lot more difficult to find your soul, or again, the soul, because on the evil pathway, you need to be at least 95% on your game. You have to be better than 95%. You have to be 95% successful, because everybody's knocking each other down, and there's a very small likelihood of you succeeding on the evil pathway, because everybody again is shooting each other and knocking each other down. So, and in the end, on the evil pathway, you do realize that the good pathway was the better pathway. So I forgot to mention that the good pathway, all you need to be is about 50% or 51% or 50.1% good. I mean, service to others. You only need to be 50.1 or 50.00001% good. Service, helping each other out. Because that little decimal point will make the scales better in the pathway of good. And since you're more likely helping each other out, other people will help you out, and you will get there faster. And there aren't more people shooting you down than lifting you up. So as long as there are more people lifting you up, like we're seeing here, see you got the two. See that with that lift, there's two cranes to the lift. There's two prongs. If it had one prong, it would be more difficult to lift what it is lifting. But since there are two, it's more likely that it will stay level and get lifted. So as long as there's more than one individual, it will successfully, most likely, get lifted. But if we had one person pushing down on that lift, that would not be balanced, and it would more likely maybe fall over. So if we had, I think you understand what I'm saying. So as long as there's more people lifting than pushing down, it'll most likely get lifted. So that's why the good path is better than the bad path. The good path is better than the evil path. And that, on the evil pathway, they do realize eventually that the good pathway was the easier pathway, and that the pathway that they've chosen for themselves is unlikely to produce results, positive results. There's unlikely to be. So again, that That was two prongs holding that up there. So again, the evil pathway, it's a difficult pathway. The problem with the evil pathway is that eventually the pathway was better, but since they're on the evil pathway, they continue forward. Um, but uh, the pathway gets tighter and tighter, more and more difficult on the evil pathway. And since they have to be 95% on their game to realize the soul in the end, or for their awareness to survive. See, the center of awareness is not in the physical body. You could think that the thought and the thinking originates in the human body, but it doesn't. It's like your modem, or it's like the internet. And if you have say you have an Ethernet cord attached to your computer, right? And you say my Ethernet cord can handle 200 gigs per second, and your Ethernet cord is only handling 200 megabytes per second of data, it doesn't mean you're not utilizing the full capabilities of your Ethernet cable. It just means at the moment there's not enough data. You don't need to use the whole Ethernet cable. So similarly, brain, utilizing more of the brain does not mean anything grand, or because the brain again is just like the Ethernet cable. There's no significance to using more bandwidth of your brain. The brain is just the Ethernet cable of the spirit, of the soul. So those of you who are trying to utilize more of your brain are looking at the wrong aspects. You gotta utilize your soul more, the soul, because again, the soul is outside of the body, often more so than not. And so, the more wellness you have, the more whole you are, the more of your brain will be utilized because your body is functioning better. So again, there's no significance to utilizing more of your brain because the brain is just a baud modem. It's an Ethernet cable. So that was something I wanted to pass along to y'all, because I know some tech people, some robots, like to talk about the utilization of the brain, but then they fail to mention that there is a soul, and they have totally ignored what the soul is. Hey, thanks, Bill. Yeah, prayer is very useful. Look at that. That wheel is off the ground over there. That is an intense happening that we're looking at right in front of us. That's what they call a wheelie. That takes a lot of skill, everybody. Probably. That probably takes a lot of skill. I wouldn't want to do what he's doing. So he really loves his job, apparently. Um, that was what they call a close call, is what I would call that. Cool. So getting the job done here is what they're doing. That's what they call get her done. Get her done. Get her done. All right. I wish I had a way for y'all to chat here with me. And maybe an individual on the chat this afternoon, there's a guy who has some engineering drawings that we may do a live stream this afternoon. So I got to send him a link. And there's somebody else on Thursday. I may do two chats with two individuals this week. One of them this afternoon with some potentially interesting technology. Yeah, Jody, I don't have any radio devices here with me to listen in on the frequencies that they might be using. Yeah, scanner. There you go, scanner. But if y'all want to send me a scanner, I can listen in. But I'm doing what I can on cash. I told you all about 2 months ago or a month ago that the cash flow for the next 60 days was looking kind of slim, and it is still looking slim. So I'm not doing any extra spending of any money on anything except for I already bought toilet paper, so I have plenty of toilet paper. But I've been spending money on food, which I really don't need to spend money on because um, a lot of us have the capability of being breatharians or liquidarians, which is actually the ultimate diet. Um, but I have been splurging and buying some food. Um, I've almost said everything that I wanted to say today. I think there are a few more things that I wanted to say, so I'm going to keep it going here with the live stream a little bit. I gotta mosey around in my soul to see what else that I have been uh, musing over. Musing, M-U-S-I-N-G, musing. If any of you want to remind me of some good things to talk about, that'd be fine too. It is getting sunny out here, which means it's getting a little bit, appears to be getting blurrier, but it is just the sun. I think it is the sun. I could put my hand in front of the screen here to help it focus, but it is really, that's just the nature of the heat that we have here today. I will. Awesome, awesome, Gator. Welcome as a four-time, as a one-time. You upped it your level there. You've been here for 4 months. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, thank you, Gator. And it's awesome. That's all I'm asking from anybody. Like $2 a month, or $5 a month, whatever level is comfortable for you. But yeah, if we have like 14,000 people here, imagine that if 14,000 people gave 25 cents, that would be something. That's right, 25 cents a month. If 14,000 people gave 25 cents, that would be enough for me. Have they unchained the cover? That's a good question. Yeah, it looks like they have. They have. Thanks for asking. You can see I haven't gotten the shot today yet, so thanks a lot. Good question. They have done. It looks like the one they've done two. They may have done three, but they hooking it up, not unchaining it. They're hooking it up, I think, because unless they're going to leave it here, I think they're in the process of hooking it up because they have to take it off the Spmt. Let me know if I'm incorrect on that. If you think they're going to be disconnecting it, I don't know if they had it connected for anything yet. I didn't optimize my camera here for this tripod. I have the better tripod right now. But I haven't optimized it for that. I have to move a few things around to be able to easily get that shot. So they are, I believe, hooking up the lever crane to the GSE cover there. +1 for the soul. Thank you, Tom. Awesome. Nice. Yeah, with my basic expenses at around $2,500 to at least cover the cost and buy food and actually live a little bit. Yeah, if everybody did at least 25 cents for the 14,000 plus people here, that would be enough. So that's what I've been getting on my soapbox for to get that. See if I can get some support. So, Tom, thanks. Thanks a million. Above and beyond, Tom. Thank you. But I did some metrics this morning. I passed the 5 million views mark this morning. Believe that? 5 million views since April. So I have done a lot of work here, and I did work out the metrics on that and what that means as far as yeah, what that means as far as income and stuff like that. So I do have potentially a grasp on the type of work I need to do to make it work here at Ocean Cam. Oh, the chain gang is on the ground. Okay. Cool. And again, I do have the Nikon camera here, and I do have the ability to set that up and get some high quality streaming footage of that. Should uh, should um, should that look like that's a better option to do? Again, it takes me about 20 to 30 minutes to set up that other camera. And sometimes it takes me like 10 times to connect with the satellite and everything like that. So for the different antennas located around the area. So that's why I don't just use it all the time. I do have the capability. I do have it here. I do have all the batteries charged up. And again, if there isn't an outlet here, then I only have about 2 hours of power. So I have to meter when I use it, because if I use it during a period where there's nothing happening and then something happens, then I'm out of power. So I gotta use it. If I'm gonna live stream, I gotta use it sparingly. Otherwise, I do have about 8 batteries here. Each one has about an hours of shooting on it. So, and I have about 3 different SD cards. So I can definitely shoot a lot of footage without live streaming it. But if I were to make it real time, I have to sparingly use it. I will be over at the South Padre Island in around 5 p.m. again for the road closer tonight. So that's in 3 hours. So in the next 2 hours, I will leave here and start my journey over there, and that'll be maybe an exciting evening over there too. There is something I'm seeing on the just to the right of that big white tank, behind that yellow uh, um, piece of equipment, cat, behind that cat equipment there. There is a looks like a culvert show it. You can see it there in the back. There's a culvert way in the back there on the right. Looks like they put a little, there's a berm there, but there is a culvert that they built back there. So maybe they made a little entrance way for themselves to go through the berm back there. So I'm going to see if I can get some footage of that in the back at some point today, maybe. We can definitely see a lot better that beneath that tank there. That's definitely it's a lot clearer to see underneath there. Yeah, that's cool. But again, all I can say about the catch arm there is that, yeah, a tunnel through the berm extension. That's right, Captain. All I can say about this catch arm is that it only has one crane attached to it, and there were those of you who are members that can go back to Friday or so. I did upload a video there, but the attachment was slack and it was just hanging. Um, so I don't know if they're going to do the lift with just the one crane. So looks like they're about to go up with this lift on the left here and attach the GSE cover. So that's what that individual might be getting ready to do. Yeah, Bill, the one on the right, I'm told, came in today, this morning. So the other one came in another day, but yeah. And maybe they'll keep them there. That looks to be like maybe that'll be its final resting place. It looks a little sketchy to me to be staying there because um, those are they do appear to be um, obviously they're not plastic, right? They couldn't put some plastic tanks there, but maybe they are some type of metal. I guess if they're metal, they can withstand a orbital launch, but I'm surprised that they would put something right there and maybe leave it there. Maybe the FAA required them to have that there, or maybe that was in the original plans. But it does seem a little sketchy to me for them to be putting them right there. So, yeah, it's a little bit strange, Burns. I know. That's what I'm thinking too. Some of the previous blueprints of the launch pad area that I saw, you think they're going in the ground? That would make a lot more sense, Gator. Yeah, okay, so maybe in the back somewhere they'll lift it with a crane and swing it around the tower or something like that. Okay, that would make sense. Yeah, because I think the original blueprints were saying that, yeah, I think they're for water. I think so. That there'd be some type of a roadway where these white tanks are. So I think that is supposed to be, or I did see some sketches of. Do you think it's wood? I don't think it's wood. Uh, there's supposed to be like a little driveway where these white tanks are. So as far as my understanding was, so, whatever. Again, I haven't spoken about this yet, but I have in the past. I have registered one of my businesses in the past with SAM. It's one of the government things where you get the cage code and you get all that. I could do that for Ocean Cam, and I will eventually do that, but I haven't had a purpose yet to do that. That's where you can get involved in government contracts and grants and all that stuff. Just got to register with the SAM system down the road. When you do something like that, it kind of demotivates the business a little bit. So OceanCam is more about collaboration and working together with other companies and businesses in the space organization, in space to achieve big things. So um, not so much with government contracts and stuff like that, but yeah, I could do that. we'll get in front of the camera a little bit. Say good day to y'all. Hi, this is Paul Marcus with Ocean Cam. I am holding the umbrella to keep the sun off the phone again. I haven't shaved in several days because I've been on site working. I have one of my awesome decorated shirts here with a little stain on it from some food. I was drinking one of my shakes in the truck. I got a little spilled on me, but it was a good shake. So it's kind of like one of those dirt shirts. You know, when you're in Hawaii and you get a dirt shirt, they take the shirt and they put it in the dirt and they move it around and then it comes out brown or something. It's one of my dirt shirts. So if any of you want to buy this $4 shirt that I bought for like 50 bucks, I'll send you this exact shirt. You'll have my sweat on it. I had someone offer me some money for one of my shirts once. They're like, I want the exact shirt that you were wearing. Or see, in my view, we're all the same being interacting with itself. So, there's nothing special about my shirt that's not any more special than a new shirt that you might buy and wear yourself. So, I know a lot of you want the exact shirt that I was wearing at this moment and would pay me big money for it, but this is really, it's just my shirt. And what I'm trying to get you all to realize that we're all connected and we're all in this together. We're going to be in this together forever. So, I mean, the universe, a lot of people like to think that the universe is growing, right? And that a lot of people like to think the universe is only so old. I think in the Western countries, they like to say it's about 13 billion years old, right? Some of these scientists in the Western culture, they like to try and calculate using carbon dating or whatever else kind of dating they like to try and find the beginning of the universe. And it's a beautiful thing when people try and to realize the actual state of affairs in the universe. It is beautiful that they are trying, but it is sad that they don't want to spend the time to sit down with their eyes closed and see if they can find the answer within. Because all those answers are within. And as long as you disconnect yourself from the universe, at least mentally, you're not going to be able to find the answer, because the universe is a connected thing. So as long as you're disconnecting yourself from the universe, you're never going to find the answer. Because as long as you're disconnected, you're polarizing the whole universe in your mind. But when you connect yourself to the universe is when you'll be able to find the answers, because everything is connected. It has always been connected, and although you may like to think of yourself as disconnected, it's impossible to disconnect yourself or separate yourself from the universe. Because we are one being interacting with itself. There was no beginning. There will be no end. We will always be together, either on this planet or another planet, or on multiple planets simultaneously. Or here's an important concept. A lot of Western scientists like to look at the out-of-body experience and ask, well, when you go out of body, what planet do you go to? The thing about when you're in a physical body, then you have to be on a planet. You have to be on a planet when you're in a physical body, because you've limited yourself to a certain environment. As long as you limit yourself, your awareness, your thinking capacity to a certain level, a certain elemental, a certain environment, as long as you create an environment for yourself, then you're subject to that environment. But when you free yourself of the environment, of the restraints, of the constraints, then you can go where that constraint, you're outside of that limitation. So when you're out of body, you don't have to go to a planet. When you're out of body, wherever you choose to be is where you are, and you can stay there indefinitely. So you don't have to stay on a planet out of body, because when you free yourself of this limitation, Then, planets are for kids, for children. You don't need planets anymore. Uh, just like in Back to the Future, where we're going, there are no roads. You don't need to stay on the road anymore because you freed yourself of the constraint of the limitation. So when you're out of body, you don't need to go to a planet because you're free. You can go anywhere you want, and you can stay wherever it is. You can camp out wherever you want to camp out, whether it's between planets in a different dimension. There are no constraints when you get out of body. So again, like I was saying earlier, the brain is just like a modem. It's and the or it's like a some of your HDMI cables can only some of them can handle 4K and others can't handle 4K. So the thing about wellness is to make it so your brain can handle the signal. But really, it doesn't matter how much signal your brain can handle if your soul, if your spirit isn't activated. Then you could have the best brain in the world, but there's no signal going through it. You have to have the soul activated. So that's why I try and wake you up. Some of you all who aren't awake yet, and the others who are awake, just give me a thumbs up and say hooyah, because we are awake as well. So I do appreciate the camaraderie and the community of those who are awake also. But for the others of you, since we are connected, and since it is really like you and me are the same individual interacting with itself, because there's only one awareness, that awareness is functioning through this environment here and through your physical environment there. So it's the same awareness working through the two environments, the two bodies, but it's really just the one soul. So I care about you because you are me and I am you. And if you do me equals you, that's a mathematical equation. So the awareness that's in me is the awareness that's in you. That's why I care about you, because if you have a shitty time, then I'm having a shitty time because you are me. So that's why I care about you, and that's why I care about helping you or helping you become aware of certain things that you might not be aware of due to your poor Western education. Mahalo, thank you for watching. Mamakos, I will check out the chat and see what kind of beautiful comments that I'm getting here. And have a good day, mahalo. I will take a lot of video here with the other camera today. And it looks like we didn't miss the catch arm lift. Only if you know how to use chopsticks, I will say you can use chopsticks. But if you don't know how to use chopsticks, you should go to an Asian individual who does know how to use chopsticks and ask them to teach you, or watch a video from a robot and they will teach you. All right, Paul Marcus, Ocean Space Corp. See what I missed here. I am caught up. Good, good. I got a lot of thumbs up, everybody. Thanks, Jody. Ron, Alberto. Yeah, Herb Tone. Yeah, with a newsie. That's good stuff. You ever shoot a newsie? That's a lot of fun. I've done it twice in my life. Yeah, I did read everything here. That's true. Herb Tone's a good guy. He's just a little bit confused. He looks like a ghost to me, actually. But he's a good guy. I like Herb Tone. Again, you can choose the good path or you can choose the evil path. And the sooner you realize the soul, the sooner you'll have a lot more fun on the good path. But as long as you choose robots over humans, you're gonna have a little bit more difficulty, I think, in life. So, I'm trying to help you get free of the robots and realize the soul. That would be a job well done for me, Sue. Yeah, the trick to killing flies is you have to go up to them with two hands. I'll show you this on camera, and then you all can confirm whether this is true or not. When I was a young individual, we used to go to Greece for 2 or 3 months at a time during the summer. And I did learn that, see, I'm holding an umbrella to help you all be able to see. If you go up to the fly like this, the fly is here, right? Go up to them like this, and then you can kill the fly because they have nowhere to go. Here's the ground, right? You just got to get up to a fly like this and go like that. And you can kill them like 20 in a row. I used to do that when I was a kid. So when a fly really bothers me, that's how I get it. So you don't have to be subject to these flies. You can actually go up and so send them into their next lifetime. So I'm actually really good at killing flies. Again, you might have to live out in the woods, maybe where there are a lot of flies, or on a farm or something to appreciate something like that. But if you ever get swamped by flies, you can look at this video again and see how I taught you. One hand on each side of the fly, and then bring them together really fast. And more likely than not, you will kill the fly. So you don't even need chopsticks. You just use your hands. All right. I think I will maybe do a live stream from the main gate, possibly by the dunes also. And I don't know if they're going to do the lift, but I will get some other shots and other views here. So, see, I'll wait here for a moment, see if anyone else has any comments about anything at the moment. Oh yeah, what I didn't, I could, yeah, I'll save this. Thud. That is what Elon will pay for a better carbon capture plan to carbon offset. See, there's an individual here who has no name. So, for those of you who have no name and who are ghosts, what I do is I just hide you from the channel. So you're hidden. Since you're a hidden individual, you have no name. You mean nothing to me. So sorry to see you go wherever you are, but you are nobody to me. You like to hit them like a football? That's cool. I think that individual was on the evil path anyway. So, all right. So yeah, it is lifted up. I will get another shot, make it a little bit more interesting from the main gate. And if y'all would like to see more of the chopsticks or more of the catch arm, see, I can use the word chopsticks again because I do know how to eat with chopsticks, but a lot of y'all don't know. So I will say the catch arm, kind of like ketchup. A lot of you use ketchup on your French fries, so like a ketchup, like a catcher in a baseball game. Ketchup, catch arm. So I will use the word catch arm because a lot of y'all do know how to use ketchup on your food. Yeah, Buddhism is awesome, Widura. I did a. You don't want to go out of body. You should check out Buddhism, the 10-day Vipassana retreat, because that will put you in your body. Yeah, Widura. Buddhism is awesome too. But I'm not into the ism of Buddhism. I'm into the practice of Buddhism. I think you know what I'm saying. Buddhism isn't about the ism. It's about the practice. Ketchup. Kent. You gotta listen to Kent because he has K in his name, so he knows how to pronounce it. No enemies. Awesome. Thanks, Widur. Okay, it sounds like they're about to move the SPMT possibly. Ah, it looks like yeah they are. They lifted the this white tank here on the right, and so it is supported on each side by like some pillars, and they're gonna move out the SPMT. They did that without me really understanding what they were doing. Yeah, Nate, never wide open the eyes. The eyes have to be closed. Yeah. What I have done, Nate, is I have had part of my body out, just one crane with there is top to the. I think you know how to use chopsticks, so I will say chopsticks for you because you're a international individual. You're a very educated individual, so uh, spiritually educated individual. Um, it's getting hot out here too. Yeah, so they are going to move that SPMT out from under the tank there. We'll be able to get a good shot of the underneath there of the tank. Hey George, there's a couple lifts over there, so they're obviously not done doing the rope work. Again, those aren't ropes, but the winches and everything. They're still hooking it up. They got a couple lifts. And again, there is a lift on the left here. Getting ready to go up to the top of this GSE cover and hook up the spreader to the top of the tank there. Cool. Nate says, I had an experience when I was a kid. My eyes were wide open, but I feel like I may have just been in a meditative state looking back at it. I wasn't able to travel, but I zoned out to nothingness. Awesome. Yeah, Nate, I've done that to nothingness thing too. Nate, what I can tell you is one of the times when I went out to nothingness, I did go through a bliss state, but when I came back, I saw stars everywhere. And I did see a circle with two lines on each side of it. So I kind of went beyond the galaxy or beyond the solar system. I did see stars everywhere, and I saw the white with the two lines. So that's what the Oshicam logo is when I was coming. But one time I have been partly out of body and taken my non-physical hands, which were out of my body, and brought them in front of my face, and I could see the non-physical hands. I think through my physical eyes. It's possible that I was paralyzed in sleep paralysis and that my eyes were also out of body, but still slightly in phase or in sync with the physical body. So I cannot confirm if my eyes are open, but it seemed like my eyes were still in my head, but I could see my non-physical hands. So that's what I can tell you about that. But I do congratulate you, Nate, on the experience, and most importantly, on remembering the experience. Everybody goes out of body every night, in my opinion, because you couldn't continue to live without sleeping, and you couldn't continue to live without going out of body when you sleep. So a lot of these individuals who don't want to talk about out-of-body experiences are kind of limiting themselves to a child's view of the world and the universe, because it's important and necessary for everybody to go out of body every night when they go to sleep. It's also important if you really want to attain wellness and longevity and live for many, many years to learn about the spirit. So if you don't learn about the soul or the spirit, your odds of living forever are next to zero in your physical body. That is. So you if you don't believe in the afterlife, but you do want to live a long time, I would recommend to you to learn to meditate and go out of body, because whether or not there is an astral body, you're going to have to learn to live in your body for a long time if you want to live in it for a long time. And the best way to learn to live in your body is to meditate. Yeah, astral projection. Yep. If you want to be not so smart for the rest of your life and live a short life, then don't meditate. Because if you meditate, you're probably going to live longer. And a lot of y'all don't want to live too long. You want to die. You want to reach the. A lot of people have a death wish because they subconsciously they realize that there is more to what they know consciously know about the universe, and the quickest way to know what there is that they don't know is to kill themselves or to get into an accident, because subconsciously they know about the astral body and everything else because everybody is connected to all the information everybody everywhere in the universe. That's why a lot of young people and not so intelligent people have death wishes, because the killing themselves or getting into an accident is actually the fastest route, or getting sick is the fastest route to getting that knowledge that they do miss, and that's not taught in school. That's the origin of the death wish of a lot of individuals. Yeah, there's another hearing this week. That's true with the FAA. Yeah, awesome, awesome. Yeah, George, I don't know who you're asking at, George. I am a world expert at out of body and astral projection. Astral projection is out of body experience. The thing about astral projection is astral is just one of the many levels out of body. Astral is like one of the closest levels to the physical body, because outside of the physical body, one of the first bodies out of the physical body is the energetic level of the body itself, the prana, the chi, and that is the etheric body. In my wording, that's the etheric body. If you look at anthroposophy or some of the other philosophies out there, the energy of the cells is the next body. Like Bruce Lee and Kung Fu, they use a lot of these energies, and one of those energies is the prana or the chi. And then beyond the prana and the chi, the next smaller body, or the next larger body, larger than the physical body, which also permeates the physical body, is the astral body. And so the astral body is, a lot of people use the word astral projection and they say, is that the same thing as out of body? Well, what I can tell you is the astral body is just the next level of body. Beyond the astral body is the mental body. So the astral body is like when you have a form, when you have arms and legs outside of your physical body. So there again, like I said, when you get out of body, you don't need planets anymore. So you can walk on the Earth, or you can float up in the sky, or you can go to other moons and other planets, or you can go into the Earth, or but you can also go into other dimensions, or you don't even have to have a physical body when you're out of body. So that is when you're getting into the mental level, and again, not mental like in your brain, but mental as in beyond the body, beyond form, where it's more just thought energy, where you are a presence. You're more of a presence than a form. And so uh, the out of body term includes the mental body, or the mental level of existence, and so that is beyond the astral body. So the astral is more about emotions and that type of thing. So, but when you get beyond having a form, when you're beyond the stars, you're at a subtler level. You're more subtle than the astral level. So out of body incorporates that understanding of the mental level of being, and beyond the mental level, there are a few more subtle layers beyond the mental level. Hey, John. Again, for a lot of y'all, this is just gobbledygook, blah blah blah, gibberish. But for those of you who do plan to live a long time, um, awesome. This information will become more important to you if you do want to live a long time and you're in your physical body as a human in this body that you're living in currently. Yeah, George, awesome, 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 awesome. Yeah, George, you're coming on to some of the information there. But again, the only way to confirm or to deny any of the information I have said would be to give the goods and maintain your awareness without laying down or falling asleep. That is quite the accomplishment. If you've never done that before, what you can do is now you can shut off this video. You can turn everything off, turn your phone off, lock your door, tell everybody to leave you alone, unplug your cell phone or turn it off, and for an hour, count your breaths. Count 1,000 breaths. Keep your eyes closed, and just pay attention to your breathing, and see what happens to your mood over that hour to hour and a half that it takes you to breathe 1,000 times, and put attention on your body and your breathing, and that will be a step forward to having a longer life. And if you do care about learning about the larger universe, that'll be a step forward to going out of body. If that's part of your, if that's on your to-do list, on your bucket list, maybe a lot of you all want to go see the Grand Canyon, go see the pyramids in Egypt. These are all great things. I have done both of those things. Maybe you want to do a trip to Las Vegas or the Bahamas, or maybe you want to go to Greece and some of the islands of Crete. I've done that also. Maybe you'd like to go to Australia and see the Great Barrier Reef. Maybe you'd like to go skydiving, or go to a gun range and shoot a couple Glock bullets into the target range. I've done all those things. So I do encourage you to do those things. Those things like jumping out of an airplane or bungee jumping aren't necessarily going to lengthen your life. They're more likely than not going to shorten your life. Or maybe you like to do some NASCAR racing and ride around the track at 130 miles an hour, tear up some tires and look at your friends and drink some Gatorade. I haven't done that, but that again is might be exciting. It's again with that death wish, trying to get to the out of body experience through excitement and through Daredevil kind of stuff. So I haven't done that, but there's always tomorrow though. If any of you have one of those speedster cars, I might like to go for a ride with you someday, but more likely than not, I would have to pass and say no. Anyway, or maybe you like to fly an airplane, learn to fly an airplane, or fly an airplane in the clouds in the middle of the rainy weather. They call that commercial pilot. I have done that also. Or go scuba diving at 172 feet below the ground, below the water, in the ocean. Go scuba diving really deep, or maybe you like to really go deep and go in a submarine or get nitrox training or have some other type of equipment. I've done the nitrox. I have done 172 feet into the ocean. Not very smart, but at that time I still had a death wish at that time in my life. That was when I was younger than 19 years old. Captain Pike says 180 miles an hour in a stock car sure was a thrill. That's awesome. Yeah, John, I do commend you on the use of the term catch arm. You can see there are still some individuals up there. I have flown, I have piloted my own plane at faster than 180 miles an hour in the air. So I have also done that, but up in the air, Captain. Probably one of the Cessna or other airplanes when I had a tailwind or something like that. All right, we can see the Spmt coming out from underneath the white tank here. This has certainly made my day watching this human-powered robot. It's not entirely a robot, so I do appreciate this more so than just a robot. But I haven't said it before, but there are some plots of land out here. Oh, look at that. This one is going all by itself. I didn't even see that one coming. Wow, look at that. Did any of you all see that happening? I didn't see that happening. That was very unexpected. Look at that. All right, so there are two operators of these two different SPMTs. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, they're going to lift these metal pieces off the SPMT. That is some skill there, everybody. That does take skill to do what they're doing there. Oh, a little bit dangerous. Oh, oh. Yeah, George, that is the self-propelled modular transport, SPMT. They're going to have a little bit of an issue here with that. Yeah, you can see this guy did it. That you got to realize that there's a small hill there, and that is not easy what they're doing there. That is not easy. Great respect for these men here. What's going on? We are losing reception. I do think it's because of these large GSE tank covers. If we do completely lose reception, I'll go to the main gate and start another stream from the main gate. It may have been due to those metallic steel things going by. Maybe that's why the reception went blank quickly. Those two. I do think it is also due to the big GSE cover here on the left. But maybe those two steel bars passing us caused the signal to get rediverted. That was cool. The wind's picking up here a little bit. Wind's coming from the Yeah, I'm gonna go get some other shots, I think. Anyone else have anything else to say? Are they moving? I'm looking at them. It is only one catch on there, so I don't know if we can call it chopsticks. I don't know if we can call it plural. It is really just a one piece of equipment, so we might have to call it chopstick. Like for your lips, chopstick. John, thanks, John. When your lips get all dry, you got to put a little chopstick on them. I think since it's just a one structure, I think it might chopstick might be the better word. I do appreciate you all for stopping by. Um, I see the men all moving toward the back there. Sorry, I got to get the shot here. You can see there's a whole bunch of people, right? And they're all moving toward the back there. It's like even you can see there to the left. Everybody is kind of see what time it is. See what time it is. It's 2:51, so it's almost 3 p.m. Like I was saying before, 3 p.m. was the time frame that I was looking at for something to happen here at the launch site. We are almost at 3 p.m. and a lot of the individuals are. I saw a whole bunch of people moving back. So I don't know if that means anything, but again, that's only due to my meditation that I was feeling 3 p.m. So if you want to live a long time, you might look into some meditation. Yeah, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to start setting up my other camera. And if something happens, I will maybe live stream with the other camera. Otherwise, I will be able to take other footage from the main gate or something like that. So I'm going to look around. And if anything start happening in like 10 minutes, I will do another live stream. Thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. Wishing you the best of days today. Yeah. Thanks, Bruce. Yeah. Thanks for the comments here in the chat. I really appreciate the chatting with y'all. And all right. See you later, everybody. Maybe I'll see you soon. But thanks so much. See you again sometime. Thank you. Paul Marcus with Ocean Camera Space Corp. Helena.